Okay, I want to begin with the words of the great Stevie Nicks, but time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. What does it mean to grow up? To forget about things in your past? To not melt into a puddle of tears when you scrape your knee on concrete at recess? Or is that what it means to get older? Are these the same things, I ask myself? Because every day we are getting older, but are we actually growing up? I think back to times in my childhood that I realized I was getting older. An obvious one being that I grew out of my small bed and got a new one. But a less obvious experience was getting my feelings hurt for the first time, because that was something that will happen for the rest of my life. And that first time just kickstarted that. See, I experienced that, and something in me knew that there was more pain and hurt to come into my life. And I was right, but there was also more joy and laughter to go along with that. Sometimes I look back at my childhood and think, wow, I was so happy and careless. What happened? What ended? Here's the thing, nothing ended, but rather something began. I simply was growing up. I was becoming less ignorant, and throughout my childhood, ignorance was bliss, because I wasn't aware. But now that I am, I notice and experience things to the fullest. Oftentimes, when family or friends say to me, I can't believe you're a senior, I entertain the conversation and respond with, me either, isn't that crazy? But it's really not, because Nana, that's just how time works. And it would actually be crazier if I was still in second grade. But to be fair, it does not seem that long ago, I was just a sixth grader wearing Nike Elite socks and New Balance 574s just so I could fit in. During that insecure and cringe time, I became super overwhelmed with Baylor itself. And in an attempt to try and make me feel like I knew more people without actually going up and introducing myself, because who does that in sixth grade? I decided to memorize everyone's name, class group, and advisory they were in. Word caught on about my weird and unique so-called skill, and people thought that it was strange and a tad stalkerish, but maybe kind of cool. Throughout these years, this would come up in conversation, and year by year, I forget these certain people's advisory and groups. Now, this is a sign of me getting older, forgetting. Sometimes I wish I could forget certain things that have happened to spare me the embarrassment of recalling my past musicals I made, or literally any of 7th grade, because really who wants to remember any of middle school? But what about those really great times that I might have forgotten about? I know that I wouldn't have wanted to forget about those, like jumping on the trampoline with my brother and sister every day after school, playing Foursquare in the once concrete-covered quad in 6th grade, or even seeing both my siblings go off to college, knowing that I get to use both their closets, of course. But memories getting bad mold us into who we are today, and learning the value of these memories is just a part of growing up. Like when I got so mad at my mom because she wouldn't let me completely redo my room whenever we went to IKEA. That taught me how to deal with disappointment. So I encourage you to think about some of your memories that you hold close, and think about how they affected you. Sometimes thinking about these past memories makes me sad because it makes me realize that I'm growing up and getting older. But why should that make me sad? Growth is only natural, and there's literally nothing we can do to stop it. Some parts of me fear the future and don't want to go to college next year, but again, that's just how time works, and that change is inevitable. That being said, we can only change what is ahead of us, and we cannot go back and change what has happened, but that's okay, because we are in charge of what happens next. Think about the amazing memories that you have made and are going to make. Almost every single fond memory that I have these past 7 years have to do with my experience here at Baylor. I entered Baylor scared of growing up, and I will exit still a bit fearful, but prepared and ready. Thank you.